All right, story time. So that guy right there, some of you may know, seen the video. I made a charcoal maker, boiler, burner, or cooker, whatever you want to call it. That guy right there makes charcoal. So I had a problem. There's these things called gaylords. And no, I'm not being offensive. It's a square box with a pallet underneath, and oftentimes in that box, they put watermelons in it, right? Watermelons or pumpkins or whatever bulk fruit. And they sell them at Walmart or Kroger or wherever the hell, right? So I got a gaylord full of russet potatoes. There's a problem with russet potatoes and birds. So some people may go, solanine, right? Like solanine is a poison that's found in the skin of potatoes that have turned green. It's also found in the leaves of the potato plant, I believe. It's not broken down by baking. You can break it down by frying, so green potato chips won't kill you. And even so, the amount of solanine in a potato, if it's green, isn't going to kill you. It might just make you feel a little bad. A lot of chicken people will be like, oh, you can't feed potatoes to your birds or kill your birds. No, they won't. They won't kill your birds. They won't make them sick. None of that shit, right? So anyway, back to the story here. I received a gaylord full of russet potatoes and a couple sweet potatoes. The problem is, in a raw potato form, they're too starchy and hard. And only the Muscovy ducks can really eat them. And they do. Because Muscovies have that big nail on the front that's real sharp. But everybody else can't eat them. So the chickens will peck them and they'll kind of give up on them and run off. And the khaki Campbells and the runner ducks, they'll peck at them and run off. They don't really, they're too hard. So you kind of see where I'm going with this, right? So I might have put 70 gallons of potatoes in that charcoal maker and baked 70 gallons of potatoes. And you can see the aftermath, and you have to excuse me, this is kind of my work area for making charcoal, lots of paper, lots of stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, so I put 70 gallons of potatoes in there and I baked them overnight. And well, this is the aftermath. We got everybody eating potatoes. This isn't even all the potatoes. I got a whole bunch of them in that feed trough water bin right there behind the boiler. And those will go down to the pigs. But yeah, so when you bake potatoes, you're actually converting the starch into a sugar and softening it up, of course, but it's much more digestible and usable by birds and pigs and animals. That's why we bake potatoes, right? No one likes to eat a raw potato because it tastes like shit. Well, neither do the birds. So I baked 70 gallons of potatoes and I just shoveled them out. Sprayed out my charcoal maker so my charcoal doesn't taste like potatoes when, or whatever you're using charcoal for doesn't taste like potatoes. So I'll load that back up today and make some more charcoal. But you can see some of the charcoal right there. I know it's hard to see with the sun, but that's actually some charcoal that didn't convert. So the wood didn't convert over to charcoal. It takes about 24 hours, 48 hours to make charcoal, depending on how hot the fire is. But I can get about 80 pounds of charcoal out of the thing, and then sell for about $1 a pound, which is akin to the stuff you get in the store. So 100 pounds, $100, right? For not a lot of work. But yeah, point is, now my birds enjoy potatoes, and they were free. So, and the wood that I used to heat it was free, and I made that for free, and now everybody eats for free. So, yeah. In other news, I had a goose die this morning. 6 years old. The goose was an American buff. Now, the sad fact of the matter is, with raising waterfowl, geese raised in the right way, and I'm not saying that I'm raising them the wrong way, raised in the right way can live for up to 28 years. So if you pay attention to their diet, restrict it, include all the nutrients they need, all that good stuff, they can live for 28 years. On the flip side, waterfowl can also drop dead for absolutely no reason whatsoever. There is going to be a reason, obviously, but they can drop dead for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So like Muscovy duck, A lot of these guys, Muscovy duck, the chickens, the runner ducks, a lot of these birds, especially waterfowl, are actually prone to heart failure, just random, like that. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened to my gander. Actually, I think she was a goose. But they can just drop dead. And the thing is, you see it all over Facebook too. My duck just died. Found him dying, like right there in the yard, just dead, cold. Nothing attacked him. A lot of times it's heart failure. It happens. There's actually something called ascites. I think that's how you say it. It's actually called, the alternate name is water belly. Waterfowl are actually susceptible to it, and it happens. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. It's actually kind of like a genetic deformity, and they get water belly, and that can actually cause pressure on the internal organs and cause heart failure. So it's entirely possible that that goose may have had water belly and dropped dead from a heart attack. But as I always say, raising this many birds, and this is just a fraction of them here. I think the rest are out front. You're going to have some birds that are, may have some issues. They may not be apparent at the beginning, but, they may show themselves further down the line. And it's actually the reason I got rid of my Sebastopol's. After I bought them, the woman was all like, oh, I had a couple of them with a heart murmur. I took them to the vet and they found a heart murmur. I'm like, great, thanks. So you let me buy them, and then you tell me after I buy them, after I paid all that money. So they left. But anyway, so yeah, I got happy birds now and lots of potatoes. And if you would have said a couple days ago, Ryan, you'll be shoveling baked potatoes, I would have looked at you probably like you had 6 heads. But here I am, I'm shoveling baked potatoes. So whatever. Anyway, I'll see you.